Chris with T&K Off-Road and Overland, and today we're going to go over my range of Thermarest bed products that I use with my tent. I have two Thermarest Scout mattresses, a down tie together, and then a down alternative blanket. So stay tuned for that. They all work really well. I've been using them for about a year or so. Just some products that I think that you should know about bedding. Bedding's very important. I mean, blankets obviously are one thing. I personally use a Ozark Trail brand from Walmart sleeping bag, and then an old one that I got from my grandfather. It's olive drab on the outside, and it's got some 1960s floral pattern on the inside. I unzip both of them, make them a blanket. They fit in the tent perfectly. That's about as far as you need to go with blankets, especially here in Southern California. But for bedding, sleeping on the ground is very, very uncomfortable. Sleeping on dirt, the softer the dirt, the better, but you got to find a nice flat spot. Sometimes you can't. I've had really good luck with these 4 products right here. 3 of them are made by Thermarest. I'm not sure who makes the 4th one right here, the purple one. These are your Thermarest self-inflating bed rolls. They're about 1 inch thick, and you can inflate them or deflate them to get the right firmness. I have 2 of them. They're not square, they're kind of body-shaped. And then this is the Thermarest down coupler, which will connect 2 of these single-size mattresses of any of their brand lines into that with a down comforter. I do not remember what the R value is for each one of these, but it does help with some insulation. They are pretty good. I don't get super cold with them. This will add even more R value because, as you'll see, there's a thin down layer on top of it, which will add to the padding and the R value, keep you more insulated. I do have a Equate or whatever Walmart brand air mattress that will fit inside the tent in the house that I'm going to use on this next trip. I haven't reviewed it. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. Just because I want to get up off the ground, have a little bit more cushion. I will put this on top of it. It should add a little bit more R value to it. So first, we're going to start with, I'm only going to take one of these out. They're exactly the same. They are a major pain to put back. See how nice this is? It takes a lot of work to get this back in. So, for my sanity, I'm only going to open one. They come in these handy bags made out of the same canvas or polyester material your tent will be made out of. And they are a snug fit. As you can see. Now, the tighter you can roll this up, the better it's going to fit. So it just unrolls, and you've got yourself a bundle. There's really nothing to it. It is a vacuum sealed piece of memory foam, basically. It goes up to about 1 inch thick. It unrolls. This is it in its rolled down state. This is exactly how I rolled it up last time. This is how it's rolled up when you get it new. You fold them in half, and then you start at one end, and you just kind of roll it up as tight as you can with the valve open. Now, when you want it out, you haven't used it for a while like this one, it's going to be nice and flat. I mean, this thing's as flat as it'll go. Open your valve here, walk away. They say to let that stay open for about an hour or so. That way the foam can expand on its own naturally. Once it's full, you will put your mouth on that valve and you can put air into it to make it more or less firm. Really cool feature. They work great. So now that I've opened the valve, it has to get rolled back up. There are some air in it. I will show you how to do that. Fold it up and then just go to town. And you want to roll it and tightly and squarely and on as smooth ground as possible with as little dirt and dust. Once you're back up there, close the valve down. Make sure you hold it nice and tight. You have a nice tight roll. Grab your bag, which now should be this should be much smaller than the bag, which it is. Put it in the bag, drop it in. As you can see now, it's much smaller, but over time it will kind of unroll and fill the bag back up. That went a lot smoother. It's been a long time since I did that. The more times you do it, the easier it gets. Now we'll move on to the down coupler, which is in this bag. This one's not as imperative to roll up tight because it kind of just wads up and stuffs in this hole. This bag is huge. I also have a sheet in there. This goes over everything, just kind of keep it from getting dirty. That's just a queen bed sheet that I don't use anymore. Now, for the coupler. This is the cool bit. That's it. This material here, it's very thin, it's quilted, but it's got down in it. Adds a good bit of R value to it. On this side, you will see that it is about human length, and it's got these straps here in the center. This will divide your two sleeping bags. It'll go up to, say, about a 2 to 3 inch bag. You stuff the first one in there, pull it across, buckle it. Same thing for the other side. That holds the bags in place. Then it will lay down nice and flat. You have something comfortable to sleep on. Put it back in, kind of fold it in half. It's kind of like folding a fitted sheet. It's never going to be that great. I think last time I was just too mad at it. I just kind of did this and shoved it in the bag. Now, seeing as how I carry a regular sheet, right in the bag as well. And that's that. Now, I also have a blanket. We have 2 of them. They're both down alternative. I have one here. The other one's in the house because we kind of use it around the house. But these are nice around the camp, sitting in a chair or whatever. You don't want to go get your sleeping bag out or whatever. Or if it gets a little cold and you need an extra blanket. These are down alternative. They are awesome. Super light duty. Let's see. I don't know who they're made by. You get them on Amazon. Decently sized. This one's purple. This is the girlfriend's. It's about as thick as the down that is on the mattress coupler. It does seem thin. It's very light, but it will absolutely keep you warm when you need it. This isn't an emergency blanket. It's not waterproof. It's not the silver one that's going to save your life in an emergency. I do recommend you carry those yourself in a first aid kit like I do in my vehicle. As you can see, getting it back in the bag's a little bit of a trick. That's folded up and quartered. So you just kind of got to figure out how to get it back in the bag. So if you fold it in half about 4 times, you should be able to get it small enough to go in the bag. It's not going to want to stay folded up 4 times though as you roll it up. So just kind of as you go. Now this should be small enough to shove back in that bag. And that's 99% of my bedding. Like I said, I have the 2 sleeping bags I use as comforters. They take up a majority of the room. All of this will fit in my Jeep Wrangler, my 2-door Jeep Wrangler, with my cooler and my first aid kit and my recovery gear that I normally carry in the Jeep. That being said, all of my stuff now fits into bundles, not much bigger than this. The tent is probably one of the largest things outside of the sleeping bags that are used as comforters. those take up a decent amount of room, but they are as pliable as this. You can put them wherever you want. Between the 2 mattress pads, the 2 blankets, the comforter, the stove, the propane, the tent, those all fit my Jeep with the cooler, with the food and the ice in it, in my 2-door Jeep Wrangler, along with the recovery gear and stuff that I normally carry in the Jeep, including first aid kits and a trauma kit. So, I mean, it's not a whole bunch. It's not heavy. It's just, they get big. They get hard to put away. But that's what I'm using for camping gear. Hopefully this helps you making some decisions. Maybe you have one of these products and you don't know exactly how to use it. I don't know. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.